Would a passport card be preferred to the driver's license in lieu of a driver's license? Okay, so let's deal with that question, that element of carrying around a driver's license versus a passport. Personally, I'll hold the driver's license in my wallet. I don't get pulled over, but I'd still rather hold a driver's license in my wallet because I know the contract that I have with the DMV. And secondly, I do know people that utilize the passport card all day long and have no issues with law enforcement. I've had people come on these Q&As and tell their stories of being pulled over after going through our process, handing over a passport card and having no issues and being released and having no issues with rangers and, different law enforcements across the board. After they saw the passport card and ran them, they went from total attitude to total, "I'm sorry, sir." And I do know of people that had their cuffs on and for whatever reason, law enforcement, and had their passport and said, "Sir, I got my cards in my front pocket. Please take it out, run it, look at it." And they do that. And the officer says, "Immediately take the cuffs off and please, sir, I'm sorry, we're going to put your ID back in your wallet. Sir, do you see this is your ID? Yes. Okay, I'm putting it back in your pocket for you. I'm extremely sorry." And look, I'm not making claims that this is going to do anything, but I do know one thing. We have not had one issue with one member with an A+ rating, never a complaint, because we're not promoting craziness. We're promoting something that I can give you 70 Supreme Court rulings right now that should talk about state citizenship. And that's all you're doing. You're becoming an American again, and you're dissolving your employmentship with the corporation. There's nothing illegal about that. There's nothing unlawful. Do they want you to do it? Oh, heck no. Are you no longer the surety for the corp? That's correct. So does that pull away the bond and their ability to make money off of the all caps name? No. Is there something you could do about that later? Sure. And you may or may not understand it. But for me, I would rather hold the DL for now in my wallet. But in holding a DL in your wallet, there's that perception that you have to overcome maybe later in court of the contract. And do they have subject matter jurisdiction? And I don't ever want them to presume that. But the only reason why I'm doing this whole thing is for big stuff. I don't deal with law enforcement on a local level on a ticket. I don't deal with them. I just, here's the drivers, here's the registration, here's proof of insurance. Take the ticket. God bless you, sir. Have a great day. I hope you have a better day than today. I know you didn't want to pull me over. And move on. Don't argue with this guy on the streets. This is where we fail for lack of knowledge. Go call 1-800-tickets, spend your $100. You were speeding, and watch how they get the ticket off your record like that. It just is what it is. So it's a good question. But me, if I'm with, my lady or my kids or helping somebody, I don't want to have that perception of driving without a license and spending time with local law enforcement on the side of the road looking like a sovereign citizen. And I'm not saying that's what you are if you have no license, but that's what they're trained on who you are. And a sovereign citizen doesn't exist in law. And a sovereign citizen is a domestic terrorist under Homeland Security. And a sovereign citizen is the #1 domestic terrorist on the watch list, even though there's probably 20 or 30 incidences in the last 15 years between people that claim that in law enforcement or claim that and had an issue or was arrested for a major felony. But there's tens of thousands of murders across this nation. People, thugs being let in our country left and right from foreign countries, gangs, MS-13, all over 2,000 plus murders a year in Chicago or more. 500,000 kids disappear in this nation every year. And you know what? A sovereign citizen is the #1 domestic terrorist on the land. And that makes no sense. It's called freedom is scary to them. Okay. Because if you realize that you can come out and be free and be under God and not have any ties to the court and where they can't have jurisdiction over you. Because remember, their exclusive jurisdiction is in DC, 9 UCC 307H. They don't have access outside of DC unless you're an employee, unless you're contracted. And that's what we deal with. I'm proud to say we deal with that. We make Americans American again, because they're Americans contracted, and we make you an American again uncontracted.